comment?
Yes, people should be angry because even the person that made that statement, I'm sure he was not making that statement just to deride Nigerians. He was also conscious of his role as a leader. And one expects that as a leader, when you identify such problems, it should not just be for you to just utter such statements. It should be about putting process in motion to address those challenges.
Do you think that was said? Did it come across as such in that?
I see President Muhammadu Buhari as a very serious-minded leader. And I believe...
No, did that come across to you? Did you hear that?
Yes, that's what came across to me, that, you know, because he wasn't saying it...
That they're putting machinery in place in spite of...
That, I believe from that statement, when he has identified that problem, even though he said it at a global stage, that the next step is to address the problem.
Do you think that the diplomatic element that should have played out when Mr. President was making that speech, was it lacking?
Well, the truth of the matter is that we have a president who sees it as he sees it. And don't forget, the world has become a global village. Whether Mr. President says it out there, we have representatives of various countries here who can even monitor what is going on here. They give reports to their own countries. So it is not about whether Mr. President said it or not.
Okay.
The facts are there on the table.
Why are you laughing?
Because I think we need to draw a line between sheer politics and the significance of the issues that are at hand. Issues that have to do with the future of young people, issues that have to do with gross unemployment, stark inequality, and the fact that maybe people are not even paying attention to the fact that the presidency and the leadership of this country don't even understand how angry this statement has made young people. But in fact, if young people were angry with President Buhari before, the 2019 elections are even, the stakes are higher for him with this kind of statement. And I think that anyone who loves and cares about him shouldn't, for any reason, be cowering to him on this statement. Should be giving him advice to say that, Mr. President, you are the father of this country. You are the chief marketing officer of this country. When your chief marketing officer, as a company, goes out to tell investors that, well, I don't think that we're good enough. The question was not about whether young people of Nigeria are lazy or not. We know that they're lazy young people, right? But we also know that the biggest investment of Mark Zuckerberg in the whole world is in Nigeria. We also know that at that same meeting where President Buhari answered that question was the same meeting where President Cyril of South Africa got a 850 million rand investment from the United Kingdom. So maybe we need to look at our priorities again. Maybe it's an opportunity for us to, maybe he would have used that opportunity to amplify the conversation around entrepreneurship, around foreign direct investment, around the quality of our human capital, around the quality of educated young people that Nigeria does have. Maybe it's an opportunity, maybe it would have been a chance for him to allay the fears. Look, I was at, people like me are slightly upset with the statement. And I say slightly because when I got back from Harvard in June last year, I went to Governor Ambode and I said, look, Governor Ambode, I would love for you to host a public innovation and leadership field trip to Nigeria. And the governor graciously agreed and funded the entire trip for 20 of some of the brightest and the best students from all over Harvard University to come and see Nigeria. Why? I was vice president of international student affairs at the Harvard University Kennedy School of Government for a whole year. And we students paid as much as $2,500, $3,000 to visit other people's countries. But in fact, the Prime Minister of the UAE sponsored me on a public service trip to go to the UAE with a couple of other students to understudy their public policy frameworks. He met with us, the different ministers met with us to talk to us about their country. The reason why countries do that is because they know that when we go back to our countries or to our constituencies, we will talk about the greatness that we saw in those countries. Now, what did that trip do? Many of my colleagues from Harvard said that before they came to Nigeria, their families were telling them that they shouldn't come to Nigeria, they will get killed, they will get kidnapped, Nigerians are very terrible people, they are going to be raped, all of those things that they read on foreign media. And when we were interviewing them at the end of the trip, many of them couldn't stop singing about Governor Ambode and what the Lagos State government had done to have hosted that trip. Why? Because the opportunity of coming here to see Nigeria and engage Nigerians on your own showed that Nigerians are not terrorists. They are not thieves. The driver who drove us throughout the entire week, After we left, all of my colleagues were putting money together in dollars to give to him to say thank you for driving us through that time. So it's important how we citizens represent our country.
Okay. We'll take it from that point in just a moment, but I need to just get this out there. This news just in. The senator representing Kogi West in the National Assembly, Dino Melaye, has been arrested by the Immigration Service. Senator Melaye was arrested at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on his way to Morocco. He announced this on his Twitter handle. The immigration official claimed he has been on the Interpol watch list and cannot be allowed to travel out of Nigeria. So Senator Dino Melaye has been arrested, and he did tweet about that. And so, but we'll bring you more on this matter as we get them. Nelson, let me ask you, do you think that our leaders, or at that particular forum, the Commonwealth Business Forum, we lost an opportunity to market young people and perhaps the opportunity of getting huge investments into this country?
Well, the truth of the matter is that I believe very clearly that the perception about Nigeria now is not what obtained in the past.
Perhaps I should rephrase this.
Okay.
If you were an investor and you were sitting there and listening to that comment, if you were thinking about coming to invest, what would you do?
Well, I'll do a forensic audit of where I'm going to invest, because I don't think it's about statements alone. It is about actions. Even as
that's coming from the number one citizen.
Yes, coming from number one citizen. But you and I know very well that there are some Nigerian youths that have placed Nigeria on the world map. So you can't discountenance that. You can't sweep that under the carpet.